So we're going to have a look at a couple of our balances that we do in the gym, some of our more difficult balances. The first one that we do practice a lot, but it is really, really tough, so it won't hurt to practice it some more, is our frog balance. So with our frog balance, we're going down on the floor here, and it's really important that your legs are nice and wide in this one. What we're doing is we're putting our elbows in the crook of our leg here. So if you find where your leg meets here and here, and then our elbows. So what we're going to do, we're going to pretend that we've got some sticky glue. So pop some glue on there and some glue on this elbow. And then we're going to put some glue just in here and some glue just on here. Because what we want to be doing is making sure that our elbow is stuck right into that crook where it joins. Okay, so the idea with this one is that you're positioning your hands so your hands are nice and wide. That will help you. And you're just going to lean forward and take your weight on your arms there, okay? So hold in that. So really important in this one is that we're not bending our arms too much, because if we do that, then we're going to come down and hit up the floor, which we really don't want to happen. So being really careful that we've got nice strong arms, but there will be a little bit of a bend in the arms because you'll need that to keep your elbows locked in. Okay, so remembering sticky glue, sticking on there, and sticky glue, sticking on there. Hands are nice and wide, okay, and it's all about balance, so there's no rush on this one. Just start off really slowly, just leaning your shoulders forward. My feet are still down until I can feel that I've got my point of balance, okay? So when I feel like I've got a bit of balance there, I'm very slowly going to bring my feet off, and I'm holding my weight on my bent elbows here, okay? And come down. It is a really tough one, but it is one that is on our badges, so we do work on it a lot, and it is really good for really getting your core muscles working and for getting everything nice and strong so that our posture when we do our gymnastics is lovely and strong and our core is working. Okay, so we'll just try that one more time. Nice wide hands, leaning forward, okay, finding that point where you think you might balance, and then slowly, you can take one foot off at a time if that helps, and leaning forward. You really will need to lean forwards on this one. Concentrate, and come down. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're going to go onto our shoulder stand. Really important with the shoulder stand, what we're remembering is that our feet and our legs are going up to the ceiling, okay? We're not trying to bring them behind us, we want them pointing directly up to the ceiling. So starting down on the floor, okay, and we're lying down, and our hands, they're actually coming underneath our hips here, okay? So you want your hands to be underneath your hips, and you're going to bring your feet up. So can you see my hands? One hand is on this hip and the other's here, and it's just pushing me up. So pushing up, and like I said, feet are pointing up to the ceiling. Just be careful that you're not dropping them behind you. You do want them facing up to the ceiling. That's it. Really keep pushing with your hands. If you're struggling to get your hips up, this is when you need to bring your elbows in a little bit closer and then push that little bit harder on your hips. Really give it a push there. If you've got a mummy or daddy or a grown-up with you now, they can even come and help you to get your hands in the right place and to push your hips up to the ceiling. And coming down. Okay, so we'll try that again, so lying down. So we're bringing our hands underneath us, our head is flat on the floor, and we're going to push. We're using our elbows and our hands, and we're pushing to get into that lovely shoulder stand. Okay, if you've got a nice balance there, what I'd like you to do is to slowly bring one hand down. So you're just using one hand to balance. And if you're still nice and strong there, bring both hands down and see if you can balance without any hands. If that's very difficult, just go back, have your two hands there to help you. It's more important that you get the shape first of all, and then you can go on to the more difficult level by bringing your hands down. Okay, and come down. So we're going to have a look at our headstand now. Again, making sure you've got lots of space where you're doing this, and it's probably good if you have a grown-up with you when you're trying this one. So first of all, I want to talk to you about your head position for the headstand. So when you're doing your headstand, you're going to be upside down, balancing on your head. And what you want your head to be is in what we call the neutral position in gymnastics. So neutral basically means in the middle. So it's looking forward like I am now. So when you're upside down, your head won't be tilted back or it won't be tilted forward. So it'll be in the neutral position. That's really important. No looking to the side. It needs to be nice and still in that neutral position. Now our hand position is really important for a headstand, and what we want to be thinking about is making a triangle. So our head will be the top of the triangle, and the part of the head that we're balancing on is this part here. Okay, if you're balancing here, it's too far forward, or if it's where my bun is, it's going to be too far back. So it's just here in the middle is the part that we want to balance on. Your head will make the top of the triangle, and your hands will make the corners of the triangle. Okay, so let's just have a look at that first of all. So again, I've got this nice line that I can use to make sure that my hands are in the right place. It's really important that our hands are level with each other, so we haven't got one further forward than the other. They're both in line. So I'm going to use the line here to put my hands on, and then middle of my head, we're just going to put that down on the floor. So first of all, just making sure that you can remember that triangle. So just go ahead and give that a go first of all and make that triangle shape on the floor for me. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is just try to bring our legs off the floor just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to turn around for this one. So, nice triangle again, hands are here, head is in front. And all I want you to do is very slowly walk your feet in, just to here. And then all we're doing, remember that head is in neutral, don't tuck your chin in. You're just slowly going to try and bring one foot off here. And use your hands to take your weight. Let's do the same with the other leg. And this time you're just going to do a very small kick onto your head. Really important, keeping that head in neutral, okay? As soon as that head starts to go, unfortunately you won't be able to do the balance, okay? So really important that we're nice and strong in our head and our shoulders here. So triangle again, walking our feet in, and very gently, just a little kick, and come back down. And the same again, a little kick, it's just the tiniest bit off the floor to begin with, because we can build it up. So when we do these skills in gymnastics, we always do little breakdowns like this so that we can work up to the main move. Obviously when you're learning, it's very small steps to get to the end move. So we do little things like this to begin with, and then eventually, as time goes on and you've done this more and more and you get the idea and the feel, then you'll build up to the main move. So just again, triangle here, walk your feet in, and then this time bring them off and hold it for a second longer and come on back down. Let's do that again. Walk your feet in and up you go. Lovely. So before we try to do the headstand on the floor, we're very lucky that we've got this big blue mat here, but if you've got a wall at home, and just check with your adults first of all that you're okay to use the wall, we can try and do it up against the wall. So we're going to go over, keeping that triangle, hands here, head tucked nicely into the wall, and we're going to walk our feet in, and our back will go against the wall this time, and we're going to do exactly the same. Take our legs off and bring them back down. Take our legs off and bring them back down. And this time we're going to go a little bit higher so that our back is against the wall and my legs are still bent. And if you can hold that one, then you can bring your legs up nice and straight. Okay, you should have an adult with you here while you're doing this one. So if the adults can come over and they can help you, and they can just hold your legs up a little bit and just make sure that you're not going to slide either side off the wall. Okay, it's really important that your whole body stays very, very tight in this one. So our head is in neutral and our entire body is very, very tight. Shall we give that one a go again? Back to our triangle. Walking our feet in, lifting them up, and then straightening them up on the wall there. That's it, and holding that, and come down. You might want to, because I've got this lovely soft floor here, so I don't need to, but if you're at home doing this, or in the garden, you might want to go and get a cushion or something soft just to put underneath your head, because it can hurt a little bit. So it might be a good idea that you find something soft if it is hurting your head there. Okay,